What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today, I don't know what I was just about to do. I thought I had my head down. I was about to play. Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today, I'm coming with a different kind of video. I'm doing a story time. I got me some food. I'm not gonna be eating during the video. I might eat after I tell this because I ain't got time. So I decided, ooh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Please don't mind the noise in the background. I decided to do the story time because you never know what nobody go through, and maybe somebody else went through the same thing as me, and this might even help them. This might even help them get through the stuff that they're going through because I'm okay talking about it because it happened to me when I was in 7th grade, so not like it happened recently. So it really don't matter, but this is a better way for y'all to get to know me and connect more. And I'm not gonna cry telling this story, so I don't think so. But yeah, so I'm just getting straight into the story because the story is kind of long. I'm gonna try not to make it that long. So when I was in 7th grade, I had this friend. I'm not gonna put her name out there because that's her business too, and I don't know if I'm not gonna do it. So her name gonna be D. So I had this friend named D, and so the man that did it, his name was George. That's his real name, George. So George, I had like 3 friends that lived on the same street as me. So D lived before me. I lived right here, and I had the other two. They lived closer down the street. So George, he lived on the same street as us, and he was in a wheelchair. So I don't think he couldn't walk. I don't know. I don't know if he could walk or not, but he was always in a wheelchair. You know how some people be in a wheelchair, but they still could walk a little bit. Like, I don't know if he was like that. So he was in a wheelchair, and one day we seen him, and he asked us to. Okay, it's gonna be hard to explain because I gotta explain all these places. So right before my house is a street before my house. It got like a whole like 3 clubs. It's hard to explain, but it got like 3 clubs before you get to my house. So he was like, can we push him to the club? And the club was right there. It was like, it was so close. So he was not so close, but it was like, So he asked us, can we help him like push him to the club? And he'll give us like $5. And he gave us $5. So we pushed him to the club. He gave us $5. And then we did it again the next day. We helped him to the club again the next day. But all they was doing is sit outside and playing cards, and So we helped him to the club the next day, and so the third day, I was coming home from school, and I was going to my friend's house down the street. The other 2 that lived further than me, I was going to one of my friend's house because I think she was helping. Either it was a project we had to do, or some homework I had to finish. I was walking down the street to go to her house, and on my way down the street, I passed his house up, and his screen door was open. And he was like, hey. And I said, hey. And he was like, come see. So I walked up, didn't think nothing of it. So I walked up he had like 3 stairs. So I walked up the stairs, and I went in the house. And he was like, how you doing? And I reached down, and he was sitting on the couch. Look at this dog. He was sitting on the couch, and I reached down and gave him a hug. I reached down and I gave him a hug. And when I was leaning up, he had my hand like this. Like, he did my hand like this. And it felt kind of, but I still didn't like thinking of it because, the man in the wheelchair, he old. Like, I don't know. I didn't think none of it. So when he did that, and he was like, where you going? I said, I'm about to go to Thing house to do my homework. And he was like, oh, all right, y'all come and help me later. And I said, yeah. I said, yeah. He was like, all right, go do your homework, or something like. He was like, all right, have a nice day. Go do your homework. I just spit. Have a nice day. Go do your homework. So went down the street, did my homework, blah blah blah. So me and I was about to say her name. Me and D ended up linking, and he was still giving, like, every day we're helping him to give us some money. So we thinking we're doing a good deed for an old man. He giving us a little money, this and that. So Later on that day, we end up helping him again. We used to walk all the time. We used to walk all the time to the track. So I think we was walking from the track, cause I used to run track. We was walking from the track and we passed the club. He was outside, but it started drizzling. That's why we came. We was on our way back home because it started drizzling. And as we was passing the club up, going to my house, we seen him, and he was like, hey, you could, I could just, girl, I remember this like it was yesterday. He was like, hey, you could, y'all could, he was like, hey, my girls, y'all could help me home, it's about to rain. So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all some money, this and that. So we was pushing up down the street, and so at this point in time, it was me, D, another one of my friends, and my little brother. And we ended up in front of his house, and he had asked us if we knew how to, when we was helping him in his house, he had asked us if we knew how to fold clothes. I don't know, but he asked us if we knew how to fold clothes, so we was like, yeah. We was like, yeah, so we ended up going in the man's house and we helped him inside. The man couldn't walk, so we helping him. He had a little walker though, but he could like barely walk, so we was helping him inside. And now I gotta explain some more. So okay, you walked in his house and it was the living room, and like right in the living room it got a door, and that's his room, but it was like a two-way, so you could go through the kitchen and get through his room, and you could go through the living room and get through. You could go in the living room. Go ahead. And first it was only me and D that went in there and helped him on his bed. And he was we helped him on his bed, then we sat down on his bed, and then it was him sitting right here. Don't mind it though. He was sitting right here, I was sitting right here, and D was sitting right here, and he had his hand behind our back, and he was rubbing that girl booty. He was rubbing her booty. He wasn't touching me, but he was rubbing that girl booty, and he was he was telling us something about, I think still about the clothes. So we both end up, I don't know who got up and left first. I think it was me. I think I got up and left to go look for T. Well, at the time, I didn't know I knew his hand was behind our back, but I didn't know he was touching her until she told me after, after we talked about it. So, I got up and I went out the way to go to the living room part to go look for T. And so go look for T, and she was, I don't know, we had did like a whole little circle thing. And then so by the time, stop! We had did like a little circle. I don't know what was going on. We were trying to look for each other at the same time, so we did like a little circle. So I ended up back in his room, and he was like, come see him. So I sat down on the bed next to him, and he was like, ooh, girl, just giving me the chills, because I could just, he was like, he had his hand behind my back first, touching my booty, and he was like, okay, I forgot to tell y'all that T and George are cousins. So he was like, he was whispering in my ear, if y'all get my little cousin out here, I'm gonna give y'all $20 to show me y'all body, this and that. And when he said that, I froze up. Y'all ever been in a situation where y'all just freeze up? Like them niggas? I'm just playing. But y'all ever get in a situation where y'all just like, I was just like in a shock. Like I was just stuck. When he said that, then he started touching. Like I ain't got no titties, but he started, girl, groping me. Girl, touching my cat. Then he was like, he just kept saying, if y'all get my little cousin out, I'm gonna give y'all $20 to show me y'all body, this and that. Mind y'all, this is an old man in a wheelchair. I would have never thought in a million years. And right before we walked in the house and he asked us, did we know how to fold clothes, I said, God gonna bless us. I said that right before we walk in the house. I'll never forget. And then he ended up turning my face like this and kissing me all in my mouth, and I'm just shocked. Like I couldn't even move. So I finally like snapped out of it, and he was like, he said it again, I'm gonna give y'all $20 to y'all get my little cousin out, y'all show me y'all body. So I was like, all right, not saying all right like I'm gonna do, but like all right, like I was just, girl, I was trying to hurry up and go get the fuck. So I was like, all right. And as I tried to get up, and he grabbed my hand so, no, he grabbed right here. He grabbed my wrist. He grabbed my wrist so hard, and you could see, it was like that. He grabbed it so hard. Don't mind my nail, y'all. My nail fell off, and you could still see like his handprint. Like, girl, that was, So, I don't know how I end up. I don't know how I end up like getting up. I don't know when. I don't know what I said for me to get up. I don't know. I don't know. But after that, so I left out the room. I left out the room. Y'all, I messed up. I said that me and T had did a little circle around looking for each other. I mean, me and D. Me and D went a little circle around looking for each other. So whenever she was leaving out to go look for me, he had already touched her. And when I came in the room, then that's when he did it to me. So he did her first, and then she went looking for me, and I'm coming looking for her. And we did a circle, and she ended up in the living room. I ended up in his room. I hope y'all I hope y'all understand that. So, okay, so after I got up and left, girl, I was just like, I grabbed my shoes. We had took our shoes off because it was raining outside, so we don't get his floor dirty. So girl, I grabbed my shoes. It was raining outside. I don't care. I just ran down the steps, and I cried. I was crying to my friends, and I was like, "Oh, should I tell my mom and them? Should I tell my mom and them?" And they was like, "I don't know. I don't know." So is that's sad. Like a man in a wheelchair. So I was like, "Should I tell my mom and them?" I was like, "Should I tell my mom and them? Should I tell my mom and them?" And I was just crying. I was just crying. Then my little brother was with me, so I was just crying. I was just crying. But I don't think he was young. Like I was young and he was younger, so I don't even think he knew what was going on. So I ran down the street where I lived, and my dad was just getting off work. He had his work clothes on. He was sitting on the I remember he was sitting on the ground next to my mom, and she was on the sofa, and they was talking about something, and my uncle was over there, but he was in the bathroom. And I ran in there crying, and I was like, "Mr. George down the street touched me," or something like that. Girl, I see, my mama more crazier than my daddy. My mama jumped up, and she went down that, well, they both, but my mama, she a firecracker. She jumped up. They went down the street, and everybody was coming, and my mama, she was screaming, "You a fucking child molester! You a fucking child molester!" This and that. So and he had a walker on the porch. He had a walker on the porch, and she walked on the porch and threw it off the porch. She threw the walker off the porch, and it was in the middle of the street. And everybody was coming outside, and everybody was just looking. Then they called the police. Then when the police came, they had to write like a little statement, like what happened. And I wasn't about to sit there and tell them the whole story. So I was like, me and my friend was on the porch, on my porch, crying. I was like, "He touched me." That's all I said. I was like, "He touched me." I'm about to tell y'all the whole story. He was like, "Tell me in details." I didn't have time for that. Like I didn't have time for that. So, and they had him. He was in a wheelchair right in front of the house. And the police went over there, asked him what happened. He said, "I ain't do nothing. I ain't touched them." That dog asked me. He was like, "I ain't do nothing. I ain't touched them. I ain't touched them." I ain't go to school for maybe 2 days. I ain't go to school the next day. Maybe 2 or 3 days I ain't go to school. So when I get back to school, one of my supposed to be friends was telling people that I got raped. Like, girl, when I heard that, I bust out crying, because like, what is you doing? Like, that was dirty. Like, that was dirty. So she was going around telling people that I got raped, being messy, don't even know what's going on. I'm losing the light, y'all, but I'm gonna keep talking. So after they had got both our statements, after that, everything just went downhill. Like, my life was just going so bad. Like, I just kept having, I failed 7th grade because I kept having to go to court. Like, I was missing so much school because I had to go to court. So, and then I was talking to, I had got close to my school counselor, and she referred me to an outside counselor, like, because I only could talk to her during school. So she wanted me to go to like somebody that I could see like on the daily, or like frequently. Whenever I went, so let me tell you a story about that. So whenever she referred me to the outside counselor, I went there, and they was trying to put me on medicine. Like, as soon as we got in there, they was like, "Would you like her to be on medicine?" Like, my mom was going off, like, "Medicine for what?" they were trying to put me on medicine. So my mama was like, no. So we went in this other room, and this woman, she was typing in the computer. She was like, can you tell me what happened? And I had to tell a story, the whole story to her. She typed something in her computer. She gave me some little envelope little thing. She was like, something about go I had to go somewhere else. I had to go to another the counseling thing. So when I got there, they did the same thing. Tried to give me a medicine, brought me in another room, asked what I had to tell the story all over again, asked what happened. They was writing stuff down, typing stuff in the computer, this and that. Try to like I just told my mom I don't want to go to counseling. So I ended up not going to counseling, y'all. Like I didn't. And I really needed it. Like I really did. But I just feel like it didn't help. It wasn't like at the time. If now, I probably I don't need counseling. But anyway, so I kept having to go to court, and I don't even think he was in jail because we still was seeing him after that. One time we couldn't have like no contact, so we ended up. Me and D was together walking down the street. We was walking past a church, and he was scrolling down the. No, we was going this way towards the church, and he was like going towards like home, I guess, to his house, and we just passed each other. But I was like, when I seen him, I'm like, how was you walking, rolling the streets? But girl, I was pissed off. And that same night, I had a dream about him. I had that exact dream. Whatever, right? What happened? Us passing the church, I had that dream, and then I had the dream that he raped us, and I woke up screaming and crying. And my mom and them came running in the room. I woke up screaming and crying, saying, George, George. And my mama, she ran there, where he at? Where he at? Not laughing, but where he at? Where he at? Like, trying, like, she is crazy. Like, she really crazy. Like, where he at? Where he at? And I told him I had a dream about him, so I had slept with my mom and them that night. Like, I was just really, and after that, y'all, like, I was scared of, I was just blaming on myself. I was like, I was dumb enough to go in that house. I was dumb enough to go in that man's house, and I don't know. I just thought I was just doing a good deed. Like, I thought I was just doing a good deed, but I was just blaming myself and beating myself up about it. Then I was like, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, if a man in a wheelchair could molest me, anybody could. So I was scared of men, like older men for the longest. Like I was scared of my daddy. I would never in a million years think my daddy would do that to me, but it's just I don't know. But I was scared of my daddy. I was scared of my teachers. I was scared of the men in my school, the janitors. I was scared of my uncles. I was anybody that. And then men just, I'm small. I don't know. I was just going through it, y'all. Going through it, and it just made me like so. That's why I feel like I'm so aggressive now. Like I'd be quick to like, what you doing? Like I'm aware. I'm more aware now, I guess. Like I look for signs and everything. Like, what made him do that? Not everything, but serious stuff. It does. I don't really think. I don't never think about it ever. Like I buried it so far in my mind that I never ever ever think about it. But I just thought about it to tell y'all this story. But I never think about it. I hate. That was the worst day of my life. That was the worst day of my life. And if I could go back in time, I would beat the fuck out of that man. Like I'm not even playing. Like if I had the mindset that I have now back then, I probably would have killed him. Like for real. But I don't want to make this video too long because I know it was kind of a long story, but I just want to try to know my story and because y'all never know what nobody go through behind closed doors. Because half of y'all probably gonna never expect me to tell y'all that I got molested before. And it happened to a lot of people, but you won't ever know what nobody go through. That's why, I don't know, I'm nice to everybody I meet until you give me a reason not to, because I don't know what nobody got to go home to. People be going home and getting beat. It's be more like me. I want to thank y'all for watching my video. If my comments not turned off, y'all could just leave me some comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and put the post notifications on so you wouldn't miss a video. That sun really left. Like that's